I'm just going to base up the canvas with black. I'm going to be spraying a nebula. I'm going to use some white for the stars and to base up the nebula. So a couple of ways that you can create stars is you can obviously use a toothbrush, flick on some paint, or you can turn the PSI down either on your Mac valve or your compressor. It needs to be right down and then just pull back and it's going to start to create some stars for you. The other thing you can do is grab something that's wood, just like this little piece which you get with all your canvases to stretch them out. You can also use a peg, that will work as well. What you want to do is angle your airbrush down onto this. Be careful not to touch the surface with your needle, and then if you're further towards the front with the airbrush, you're going to get finer spatters, and if you're further away, you're going to get larger ones. And you can also control it because the paint's going to ricochet off the surface. This is the way I like doing stars. Just going to get some bigger ones on there. You can see I'm staying away from that center section, which is where I'm going to airbrush the nebula. And you can see I've got a nice build up of the stars. And just a quick close up to show you the stars and how quick and easy that was to create. Now continuing on with that white, just going to create a bit of a circular shape in the center here, which will resemble the center of my nebula. I'm going to make this a little bit brighter. And then using my airbrush, I'm just going to fog in around the edges, just so I can get my rough shape. It almost looks like an eye. Remember, by creating a white base, that allows for other tones to sit on top of that. So I can bring in my colours straight on top of this white. And then you've still got the black, which you can use as an eraser if you wish, if you make a mistake. Just bringing in some of the whiter sections to establish some of those highlights. So it's really good practice to work on space scenes. They're very forgiving. You can always get your black, like I said earlier, and just use that as your eraser. Again, softer shading around the edges. A bit sharper around these areas here, closest to the center section. And if you're keen to find the reference for this particular image, just so you can have a go, I just typed in Nebula Helix into Google, and if it's not this same image, then you'll find something very similar that you can work from. Again, I'm just using it as a reference and tweaking it as I go. You don't have to copy it exactly. I'm not trying to do a photorealistic version of it, just going to paint it in my style. Going to use this texture template by Gerald Mendez and just establish a little bit of texture within these areas here, which I can see on the reference. By putting this in the early stages, it means that it'll get buried as I continue to paint, but you're going to see a bit of that texture showing through, which will give it a bit more of a realistic appearance. It's these subtle things that make your artwork look so much better than just super smooth and flat, which is what the airbrush does so well, but can also be a bit of a drawback because not all shapes and shadows are so smooth. So sometimes you need to rough them up a bit to create more of a realistic artwork. And now the texture's in, I'm still going to go back over the top and render freehand. Want that organic feel to it. Now I'm just going to use some paper towel, tear it up a little bit to a bit of an uneven shape, and then using that I'm just going to brighten up some of these areas here. That's going to give me that sharp edge. A few subtle ones up here. The other thing you can do is lift this off the surface and it's going to give you a softer shade. If you lay it flat, then you're going to get a sharper, defined edge. You can also move your templates to create an effect as well. So if you spray and then move it around, that's going to give you a different look than just by holding it in one spot. I'm going to add some violet into my airbrush now. I want to create a darker base in that center section before I bring in some other highlights. Just lightly dust this violet on there. You can see I'm also getting some of that overspray into these sections here, which is fine. And I'm going to spray a bit of that violet up in here as well, which will tone nicely with my orange and red later. And some down here. So again, you can definitely mix colours on the surface. Now using my white, come back over the top of this with some white highlights. So this artwork's going to be a bit of working and reworking. So just revisiting the same tones and re-highlighting sections and then bringing other colours in over the top. So switching between freehand and the stencil. Now I'm going to use some light blue and just airbrush back over this section. Now I'm going to spray a bit of cerulean blue over the top of that blue section that I just did. Just going to hit the edges. You can see it just brightens it up and blends in with the previous tone. I'm going to airbrush in some yellow. So try your best not to allow the yellow to hit the blue sections because I don't want it to go green. I'm going to tone over the yellow anyway with some orange. But any areas where you want that yellow to sit without affecting the blue, just get the white again and re-highlight over the top. This will create a nice, strong, solid base. And then you can airbrush that yellow back over the top without that blue going green. Only doing this in a couple of little areas. And now in these areas I can come back in with my yellow and safely work over the top. Now I'm going to use an orange. Now this orange is going to now tint that yellow, and I'm also going to work over the top of these other white sections. And as you can see from the bottle, I'm using the Createx illustration colours, mainly for these sections where I need more of a transparent tone. The Trident colours I love using, but they're a little bit more opaque, and I'd have to add a transparent base into them to get them to flow like this. So for these sort of blends where I'm kind of mixing on the surface, I tend to use the Createx colours for that. Now I'm going to bring some of that orange over some of these yellow areas. You can see I'm still leaving a bit of a yellow edge and just letting that overspray tint it. Dust a bit of that orange in here as well. I'm going to shade a bit more now with Scarlet and dusting back over some of that orange. Can also do a bit of detailing with this tone. Starting on that outer edge first. And this tone now will mix nicely with that blue to create a bit of a violet. Now coming back in with the white, just want to brighten up a couple of bits. Just going to fog in this area here. Couple of subtle highlights in the center section. Don't want to go over everything again. Now I'm just going to come in with some black. So using that black, I'm just going to come in on the edges. I'm going to use this texture template as well and do some freehand in conjunction with it. Move it around if you want a softer blend. It's just a quicker way to get that organic edge. Combined with a bit of freehand as well. And a little bit in here, very softly. Now back in with the white. I'm just going to do some brighter stars and bigger ones. So to fast track your learning, you can definitely check out our online airbrushing course at airbrushassylum.thinkific.com, or you can continue to watch some of the other videos that I've got listed here. And until next time, go grab your airbrush, do some amazing artwork yourself, and I'll see you again very, very soon in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.